When confidence crashes, how to lead anyway. This is inspired by a video done by Jay Shetty on how to build self confidence. I think that people think of confidence as this thing that this is feeling that people have. But I believe that confidence is a willingness to do something that feels uncomfortable. I'm Dr. Sakira. I'm a business psychologist. I'm the CEO whisperer and a systems strategist. And today we're going to plant something powerful because you deserve a life that feeds your soul, aligns your spirit, pays you well, eases your stress, and leaves a legacy, all while serving the people you were sent here to serve using systems, structure, strategy, and soul. So, I want to talk about something that every leader deals with but rarely admits. What do you do when your confidence crashes? You know, in the moment where you freeze, where you're not sure, where you feel like you're an imposter in your own business and your own life, when your team is looking at you for clarity, your clients are expecting results, but inside, you're second guessing your voice, you're second guessing your value, you're second guessing your very next move. Confidence doesn't always die all at once. It kind of leaks out, kind of drip by drip by drip. And every time you overthink, every time you think, I'm not worth it, or you compare your path to somebody else's path, you tie it to your value and then you reduce your value. And when you tie your value to your output, your confidence goes down. Here's the thing, there's a psychology behind when your confidence crashes. I want you to break this down psychologically. Confidence is a combination of both belief and memory. It's about what you believe about yourself, what you remember about your wins, and when you start feeding or stop feeding your confidence, your mind defaults to fear. It defaults to the what if or because I, you know? And you know what? That's why God told Joshua not just to be strong, but to be courageous because it's an identity, not a feeling. See, here's the thing, there is a soul system for rebuilding your confidence. If I were going to tell you that your confidence or lack thereof isn't really what's happening, you probably would say, well, Dr. Sakira, I know if I feel confident or not. But I'm going to tell you that I have helped CEOs rebuild their confidence when they're spiraling out of control. See, there's those four things I talked about, the systems, the structure, the strategy, and the soul. All of that is a part of a routine, systems. Confidence thrives on a routine. So I don't ask you, how do you feel? I ask you, what did you do? When I ask you, what did you do today? It aligns you with your highest self. And then the number two on that is structure. We can audit the results. We can see what you're watching, what you're not paying attention to, and who you're listening to. What kind of conversations are weakening your faith in how you think? See, so we got the systems and we got the structure. Here's the third one, strategy. When we have a strategic plan, your confidence grows because your strategy is visible and achievable. And here's the last and probably the most important part, the soul of it all. Your faith is your firewall. It's what allows you to speak to God and see what He said before you see it manifest. So, you know how they say that you have to believe it in order to see it? So when you talk to God, you start believing in it, even though you haven't seen it, or you start knowing it's going to happen. I recently heard this gentleman say that belief is also a form of doubt because you either know something or you don't know it. And I was like, that's a interesting way of looking at it because, like, you know God or you believe God. Which one? Well, if you know that God is faithful to deliver on His promises, that's not a belief. That's a knowledge. And a knowledge allows you to stand on it because you know for sure. So you might need to do the fourth part of this, and that is to do the CEO reframe. When your confidence crashes, you got to remember you're not broken. You're recalibrating. And you don't need to feel fearless. You need to feel faithful. Courage is doing something even while you have some fear or anxiety and letting the systems, the structure, and the strategy that you put in place in your business carry you forward when your self esteem can't. And let me be clear, structure sets you free. It allows you to know what's supposed to happen next. Finally, I'm going to say to you, affirmations do help, but affirmations without action are worthless. So, even as you do these next affirmations, I'm going to give you the action that comes behind it is what's going to give you the results that you're looking for. The first affirmation is, I don't hustle harder, I lead smarter. The second one is, I don't beg for confidence, I build through systems. The third one is going to be, I'm not here to survive my business. I'm here to scale it with intention. I want you to drop a comment in the box below. If you're locking in your legacy with system, structure, strategy, and soul, and share this with a CEO who's been secretly battling with their confidence and what they're thinking, and let them know they're not alone. I'll see you in the next video. Let's keep building something that feeds your soul and funds your future.